Fellow traders, 'tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Tuesday, April the 22nd, the year's 2025. Let's talk trading, more price action. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And as usual, a friendly reminder, have your risk management in place so you don't lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade or during any one single session. Well, a few videos ago, I showed you a new price action indicator. I was working on the score, the whole idea, uh, scoring the value of each candle based on the previous candle. If you add one to the score, if you're above the previous candle's open, the high, the midpoint, the low, and the close. And you subtract one if you're below it. And so that's what the PA score multimeter is showing me, and also what the histogram is showing me. Then, as I was making the video, I was talking about a few things, and I said, be nice to have the count, how many positive scores and then how many negative scores in a row. So then that's the price action score count multimeter right here. Then I talked about, well, how often do we have these in a row? So I made it in a row indicator so you can see how many times you'll have 5 bars in a row or 6 bars in a row. I have it the last 1440 minutes because that's how many minutes there are in a trading day in Forex. And so I've been, kind of playing with this, and it definitely has proven to be slightly useful, with the main thing being if you see a bunch of reds, you don't want to go green until you get at least one green. And then, of course, you don't want to go red until you see at least one red. And then that's just a kind of a rule of thumb, let's call it. And then after you get so many, then you start to think about either exiting or reversing, or exiting and reversing your trade. So you can see right here with this big bar put in a score of 5, that's the highest score you can get. And it came after 6. So you can see here, chances of going from 6 to 7 aren't that great. Just like anything going past 5, really, you're really pushing your luck. And so I can use these indicators telling me what to do, what not to do, just based on the score, based on the count. And so if I'm in a trade and I'm riding it, and it's just kind of almost like how many red or green candles you're going to have in a row. But this is based on the score, which you can think of as a strength. And so even though you had a bull bar here, you still had, a bear bar here, you still had a positive score, because you can see here it closed above the previous midpoint. So that's kind of what I've been playing with. And one more I'm working on is having a multi-time frame, because I'm noticing that since I like to, basically, short-term trader, few minutes, hopefully in and out, I usually like to see these two the same color. sometimes a 15. But when you see them all one color, you probably don't want to go against them. So it's just one more little trick or stat to use in your trading. It was kind of interesting too, because I think for some reason, um, when I was talking about the state, I said something about elder, and it wasn't elder, it was Larry Williams. So, because I guess he came up with that, I don't know how many years ago, but I had never heard of it or seen it. I just came up with it on my own based on uh, logic and just seeing that there was basically four states that when you compare the current bar to the previous bar it could be in. But in the Larry Williams, he also said, you know, you can have bull bars or bear bars. So that actually gives you 8 different bars. And then he ran some statistics on it, on each bar type. And his work was in stocks. I think he may have also done futures. I'm not 100% sure. So that's what I've been working on. And you can see I'm using this in conjunction with the stripes, where basically a higher high, lower close, or a lower low, higher close. And so what I would have done is you would enter the trade here. And then when I saw that blue bar, I probably would have bailed, especially when I saw it hit across that midpoint. So that's pretty much it on these, on the price action score. And you can see here the blue bars are starting to, or blue wicks are starting to come in, bouncing off or crisscrossing this 3380 level. Well, let's just go through the charts here to see what's been happening so far. On the weekly, we've got 2 gaps that haven't filled. Pounds 114, 113 pips above that weekly open at the moment. 43 off the high and 112 off the low. Zoom out to the monthly. You can see we put in a yearly high. We're 466 pips above that monthly open, 44 off the high and 672 off the low. You can see it looks like we barely broke the broke out of the opening range for the week here by about a pip. And you can see here, there's that yearly high. Speaking of yearly high, we're 868 above the yearly open and 46 off the high and 1279 off the low. Inside bar, we've got some action on the inside bars, a lot on the weekly. Daily range on the pound's only 69 pips today. Let's see, who's the big winner? The Swiss franc versus the yen. The big winner. Looks like we're trying to get to that psychological 75. You can see here we're right around the buy zone. We've crossed the daily open a few times. And it looks like the red rats feasted and then the green rats feasted. Coming back down here, and that 75 is right on the edge of the green rat zone. Bambino Flex indicator said to go long. Price near the pivot was long, so that would have paid off today. Pivot trading plan. You know, that's the one thing. I mean, this simple pivot trading plan, does it win every day? No. But if you just pick one method, trade it diligently, you know, don't break the rules, have your stop losses in place over the long haul, you can definitely make money. It's kind of interesting because I think I might have told you I was been watching some videos about gambling and how different people have cheated the system or gamed the system or actually came up with a winning system. And it's usually when people get a little on the greedy side or they start breaking their rules, not following it, they deviate from their plan. That's when everything goes wrong. And so that's just part of human nature, part of our psychology that you really need to work on to overcome it. You know, the greed, the fear, you know, the winging it. It definitely is detrimental. You can see here we're playing with that upper wick zone in and out. Looking at the this dashboard, you can see the pound put in a daily low 2 hours ago and a daily high 9 hours ago. There's that daily low and the daily high. And you can see here, let's see, let's switch back over to M30. You can see there's some nice ranges here over the past, say, 10. Wow. In fact, the entire last 20 hours, we've had pretty nice ranges. The low, 8.3. Flip-flop box here, shooting along one ball above the indicator 2. See here we're top of the hour. It's like price is trying to get back up. Got close to that 75, but not close enough. The higher high wick zone, lower low wick zone, you can see it's moving between those two ranges. And I'm out of time.